Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. So today I'm going to be talking to you about weaning. Now, before I go ahead with this video, I would like to put out a disclaimer. I am not a pediatrician, I am not a nutritionist, and I am not a dietitian. The information that I'm bringing to you through this video is based on my personal research, since I'm currently in the process of weaning my baby. Now, speaking about weaning, I'm currently in the process of weaning Kian. Kian is 5 months old at the moment, and I first introduced solids just shortly before he turned 5 months old. Being a doctor, I'll be one of the first ones to recommend that your baby should be exclusively breastfed for 6 months. But that being said, babies develop at different rates, and research has shown that there's no harm introducing solids to your baby before they turn 6 months old. Your baby just needs to give you the signs that they're ready to start solids, and these signs include good head control, good coordination, interest in your food. For example, when you're eating, your baby keeps staring at you, trying to grab your food, grabbing things and putting it in their mouth. These are signs that would give you an indication that your baby is ready to be weaned. Well, needless to say that I noticed all these signs in Kian, my 5-month-old, and I decided, well, what's the harm introducing solids? Now, the most important thing to know is that even if you decide to start solids before your baby is 6 months, do not start solids earlier than 17 weeks. It's recommended that if you're gonna start before 6 months, you should delay until at least after 17 weeks. Developmentally, it's not recommended that you start earlier than 17 weeks. So for the new moms out there, when it comes to weaning, it might be a little bit daunting, it might be overwhelming with a lot of information. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of information regarding weaning. The stage that you decide to introduce solid to your baby is referred to as stage 1, and stage 1 is basically the first 2 weeks of solid introduction. The stage after that, obviously, is stage 2, and stage 2 is the 2 weeks after the first 2 weeks that solids were introduced. The next stage, being stage 3, is when your baby is 6 to 9 months, and it goes on from stage to stage, etc. Now, the importance of knowing these stages is because they're food specific, i.e., it's not recommended for you to give your child a food that is not specific to their stage. So if you do decide to start your baby on solids before they're 6 months, you have to be mindful of the sort of food that you give, because most foods are not recommended before the baby is 6 months old. Now, one of the first foods recommended when you start weaning your baby is pureed carrots, as simple as that. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I puree the carrots that I give Kian. The recipe that I have here and the recipes that I'm going to be showing you in the subsequent videos are not invented by me. You can find all these recipes in books, you can find them online, website, blogs, etc. So I'm not showing you something that I invented. The purpose of making this video is that I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be fun to be able to visualize what you read online. So I hope you enjoy it. Kian likes it. When you're ready to wean your baby, it really doesn't matter how much they eat at this stage. The most important thing is that you're introducing different textures and different tastes. Also, when you start weaning, the solid is supposed to replace ideally only one milk feed. So throughout the rest of the day, carry on breastfeeding or formula feeding as you normally would. It's only advisable to start with just one meal time during the day. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Kian? Good boy. Also, don't get discouraged if your baby's not happy to take the solid. As you know, some babies are good eaters and some babies are fussy eaters. If you have a baby that's a fussy eater, try to make mealtime more fun. For example, you can do like little games, and alternatively, you can pretend to eat the food and make it look like it tastes so delicious. Good boy, Kian. Guck mal, wir sind fertig. As you can see, it's all finished, so that's an indication that he clearly enjoyed it. I usually always have a wet towel with me so that I can wipe his mouth when we're done. Yeah. So basically, these bowls are 100 ml bowls that I got from Mother Care, and as you saw, I had it half full. So what he's just eating is about 50 ml, and most people, depending on what you read, most people would recommend that you start with something smaller, maybe about 40 ml to about 50 ml. But most people would also say that you should play by ear depending on how interested your little one is. Just keep giving them. You can never really overfeed the child because they give you signs when they don't want the food. They either cry, they either shut their mouth, they spit the food away, they turn their head away, they cry. These are signs that your baby does not want to eat, and if you're experiencing that, please do not force feed your child so that they don't have a negative association to food. But on the other hand, if your baby is a great eater, fortunately like Kian, you can keep giving him. As I said, you can never really overfeed the child. So as you can see, I could have potentially given him another pot of this carrot and milk, but I'm not gonna do that because I think that you've had enough. I think that you've had enough. Say goodbye. So I hope you really enjoyed watching that. In terms of the meal prep, one thing that I can advise is to make it on the go, especially when you just start weaning. That means don't make a lot and freeze it. It's simple enough to make anyway, doesn't take more than half an hour. So I'd recommend to just make it on demand. And if you do have a little bit extra and you put it in the fridge, when you want to prepare it for your little one, I would recommend that you take it out of the fridge, leave it in room temperature, and then eventually put it in warm water. Try to avoid not using the microwave if you can, only because of the breast milk that's inside. Eventually, when you start making the puree with hot water, you can put it in the microwave. But for me personally, I wouldn't use the microwave because of the breast milk that's inside. I really do hope that you've enjoyed watching and that you've learned a few things about weaning. I'm going to leave a document from the health service executive here in Ireland about weaning. I'm going to leave that document in the description box below, so make sure to click that and you can read more and you can read about what foods are suitable for what stage. I really want to make this food prep series more interactive, so from now on I'm going to make recipes recommended by you yummy mommies out there who watch me here on YouTube, and I'm going to give you a shout out. So think about it as recipes by you for you. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. What I'm going to suggest is, if you do have awesome food recipes that are suitable for babies between 4 to 6 months, I want you to leave it in the description box, and when I choose the winning recipe in quote, I'm going to contact the person, and then we're going to go back and forth on the meal prep time and the ingredients and all that. And then the next video for my meal prep series, I'm going to be preparing that and I'm going to be giving whoever it is that recommended it a shout out. I hope you're going to find that interesting and very interactive. So thanks for watching, guys. Bisous. Bye.